Hey fam, welcome to another episode of YouTube Shenanigans, the A fam. Obviously, I am here alone today because I will be talking about postpartum. Emmanuel is not carrying a baby, he fathered a child, so it's really hard for him to like chime in here and discuss postpartum struggles and whatnot. So I will be taking you guys on a journey today. Before we start, like, share, subscribe. You already know. Put this on your Instagram, WhatsApp story, everywhere. Anyways, in terms of postpartum, I think the first culture shock I had was I came home, we told you guys the NICU story, and then our doctor was like, no sex for 6 weeks. And I mean, I didn't care because my body was healing, but I looked at my husband and I was like, okay. And it was really, really sweet. Like, we made it work. But I think nobody told me that before I got pregnant or had a baby, that you actually had to abstain. And it's like, duh, in your head, like, but at the same time, I was like, oh, like, I didn't know it was 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. So I think it's 6 weeks for vaginal delivery and then 8 weeks for C-section. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't have C-section, so I don't know. But yeah, that was the first culture shock. That was like, bagam. And then that happened. We did really, really good, sincerely. For the 6 weeks, I and Emmanuel, we made it work. We love each other, so I don't know, we just made it work. And it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. So as the 6 weeks was ending, or maybe like at the 4th week, please tell me why my face started breaking out. Like the acne from the pit of hell. I'm not even exaggerating. It was like balls on my jaw, and it was all over. We'll show you pictures. It was just evil. Like this acne was from the pit of hell. And they said it was hormonal acne. And so during Amanda's naming ceremony, we stood our ground and we were like, we want to do a party for our daughter's naming ceremony. Is what we wanted. And even though she came early, we're not going to allow those circumstances determine how we're going to celebrate our child. So we stood our ground and we did our naming ceremony, even though it was like 1 month late. We didn't care. And so during the naming ceremony, if you see the big boys on my face, I was like, I don't even know I'm going to make up on this. I don't even know I'm going to like, it was just terrible. Like, I wasn't like necessarily like crying or anything, but I would like see myself in the mirror. We have so many mirrors in our house. So I would go by the hallway or something and see myself in the mirror. It's like, who is this person? It was just really, really, really bad. And then in the middle of that, obviously, you still have to care for your child, right? The child is still dependent on you. So postpartum acne was the first slap I got on my face, and I was like, what is this? And then after postpartum acne, I had to seek help. I feel like things happen sometimes to us when we're just like, when people say, it's normal, like, oh, acne happens, it's normal, it will be good. But I think those acne they were just too much. I had to go from it to be good to, oh, I need a dermatologist. So I did see a dermatologist and she put me on some, I was breastfeeding, so things that were like safe for breastfeeding, like I had antibiotics that was safe for breastfeeding. I had like lotion and face wash and just several things to use. And then my acne cleared, which was like the miracle of my life, because I didn't ever think I was going to get my face back. My acne cleared. I still have like scars from the acne. It's not bad. So I actually still see my dermatologist. I actually have an appointment next week of the time of shooting this video. So I still have to see there's acne on my chest and whatnot. But it's not like acne. It's actually like the scars from the acne. That's how deep it was. So acne came and go, and then came hair loss. Then came hair loss. So yeah. I was combing my hair one day and it was just film. It was like I had cancer. So it was just film. I didn't have bald spots because I spoke to people and they're like, oh, your own is good. I had bald spot all over. I didn't have that, but my front hair is currently non-existent. It was just removing. And I had a big ball of hair and I was like, oh, this is another reality of just the fact that you had a baby. It felt like my body broke, like they tore me down. And then I had the responsibility of caring for a child and also building my body bit by bit. The only thing I really, really want to say though is the strength of your mind. I think in postpartum is so important because I feel like the only thing that didn't break was my mind. Like somehow inside of me, I was still strong, like mentally. And I was like, oh yeah, I can push past this. It was like I was seeing the light, ahead of the tunnel. But I know this is not true for all moms, right? some people, their body breaks and then their mental health also breaks. And so I just want to like pause and acknowledge the fact that having a child is a lot and it does a lot to your body, but not everybody has the luxury of sitting down after 4 months barely and talking about these things, because sometimes it does break some people's mental health. Like literally, they've been reports of people trying to hurt their babies and many things are trying to hurt themselves and all the stuff just because of the mental imbalance and the chemicals and all of that. I'm not a medical professional, but I just want to acknowledge that I do not take that for granted. I had really, really strong mental, I think it was third trimester, I had like struggled with my mental health the most. But after I had a baby, I had very strong mental. I felt like I could do anything. I was like, oh, I pushed the baby out. Let's get it. And so my hair fell and, whatever. I continued taking my vitamins and I went past that phase. And I think the next phase was for me to actually start building. It's like Legos. When you play with Legos and you want to build a house. So you start with the foundation and I started building bit by bit. And so on the 20th of January I was like, okay, Sumi, what are you going to do for yourself? You had a baby, it's good, the baby's doing well. How do you go from that to your new self? And so I needed to reinvent myself, right? And so I put myself on a diet regimen and started also exercising. Yeah, Emmanuel is directly opposite of me and he's smiling. And that's why I was like blushing. Anyways, I started dieting, started exercising, every day, like eating well. My daughter started gaining weight. Immediately I started that. I think, nutritious food. And I started feeling like myself bit by bit after. Up until the point of this video, I've lost 18 pounds. I gained about 30 pounds when I had Amana. Naturally, about 10 pounds fell off. I didn't do anything. It just fell off. I think it's water weight. And from then to like me actively trying to lose weight, I've lost 18 on top of that. So about 28 pounds since Avina has fallen off. I still have the goals to obviously lose more, maybe a little bit more, maybe 20 more, 10 more. We're having that conversation. I don't know. I'm going to assess as we go. But yeah, so that's the journey really. Just that journey of you. I think the most important thing for me was really like making a decision. Not leaving it to chance. You're like, oh, you have a baby. It's okay. It's okay if you really don't have the strength to do stuff. It's sincerely okay. But don't lie to yourself, right? If you feel like, oh, I have capacity to do more. Like some days I can't exercise because, I have a child, I have a job, I have a husband, I have a, home to cater to. And I release it and I'm like, it's okay. It's not perfection, it's progress. But on days when you actually know you can do more, you absolutely need to do more. You can't lie to yourself, right? And so I feel like our society is like, when you have a baby, the baby will take your beauty. Or when you have a baby, you can never be like the way you were before. And I think I beg to differ. I think you can even be better. Like my weight currently is better than what I was. And my goal is even going to be way better than before I got pregnant. So I feel like just that consistency of, I choose myself. The baby is not going to, it's not, the baby is good, the baby is happy and healthy. I need to be a happy, holistic human being, just like my child. I'm not going to give my life for my child to, anyways, I'm not going to go into all of that. Going back to work, I get a lot of people who are like, how did you go back to work? How are you traveling for work and all of that? I think the first thing is childcare, right? Putting a solid childcare plan in place. We had a nanny. And after a while, the nanny had to transition to a different family. And so my baby sister, who also babysits for families, so she's qualified. She came to live with us and we pay her a stipend to be able to take care of Amana. She's a college student and go to school while I work. I work from home, so super blessed for that opportunity. My leave was going to take 1 more month. And again, just stay true to yourself, right? I got to that point where I was like, I really want to go back to work. I'm done waking up and eating and sleeping. I really want to go back to work. I felt mentally ready. I felt physically ready. And I just literally tested them at work. Like, can I come back 1 month early? Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's crazy. Whatever. It's free money when you're on leave. Yeah. But again, you need to stay true to yourself. What do you want as a person? That's what I wanted. I felt more fulfilled going back to work and running my life as opposed to being on infinite leave. And that's what I did. My husband also went back to work and he's doing great at work. We're doing great. So we're like working class parents now, and we're surviving. The baby is surviving. And so that's our journey through postpartum. I know postpartum doesn't end until I think 1 year after you have the baby. So we are still in the journey. I haven't gotten to my weight loss goal yet. And we still have, a baby in our house. She's not a toddler yet. But all to say that it's possible. It's literally possible to get your life back after you have a child. It took us, 3 months, 4 months. It might take somebody else 6 months. It might take somebody else 2 years. It's okay. It's not the timeline. It's the fact that you should absolutely, absolutely get to that new person after you have a baby, and not give up on yourself or give up on the fact that you can be a better version of yourself or whatever society throws at you. Anyways, that's the end.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing your postpartum story. But I wanted to call you out, publicly. Come on, just relax.
Okay.
And this is just to tell you how proud of you I am. I'm proud of you. Proud of, what we're talking about is literally things that happened 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And just seeing you, with the progress you've made.
Yeah.
Like I tell you, like most times, we've never been parents before. This is our first time.
Mm-hmm.
But you're handling it so well.
Yeah.
You're handling it in a way like makes me think, have you assumed it to be more convenient? Meaning, or assuming as a child before.
Yeah.
But on that note, what would be your greatest advice, for like people who are currently going through that journey or want to like go into the journey of parenthood or motherhood?
Yeah.
Like just what do you think is the biggest, like advice you can give?
Yeah. I'm going to give you my advice, but just based on what you said, thank you so much. I feel really validated, and I should say there's something people say that the crown, because the wearer of the crown wears it easy, doesn't mean it's not heavy, right? The crown, it's like so easy to sit down here in front of, but it's like days of like working out. It's like a lot of hard work to go back to your original self or a new version of yourself after having a child. So I also want to like highlight that I'm not dismissing, like if you're watching this video and you have your 20 pounds you're trying to lose and you're losing 2 pounds every 2 weeks, and you're like, how did she do it? 18 pounds, she lost 18 pounds already. It's going to take a while, and it's a lot of hard work. Just wanted to say that because I know like media and stuff is like, oh, she looks so good, whatever. It's a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. Just wanted to say that. My biggest advice to someone going through the postpartum journey is choose yourself. Choose yourself. I know people are always like, oh, you take care of the baby, take care of your husband. I choose yourself. I feel like happy mom equals happy child. If you choose yourself and you're thriving as a human being, everything around you is going to flourish. Your baby is going to be happy. Your husband does not have to like cater to your moodiness and like you're catering for, he's going to be happy. Everything, your career is going to excel. Everything is going to be happy. So I think my only advice for people going through postpartum is like choose yourself. Be selfish with your mental health. Be selfish with your spiritual health. Be selfish with your physical health. Be selfish with eating well. Be selfish with your sleep. Like actively choose yourself. Don't neglect your child. Obviously, I don't think mothers can do that. But like choose you. I think that's my biggest advice really. Like choose yourself, and everything else is going to fall in place once you just choose yourself. Anyways, that's it. That's the end of today's episode. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell us if you can relate, if there's anything you want to learn about our journey, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.